does Christ say on the cross? He says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And I think that this is very important for people to understand, because we have major theological errors that permeate this one verse of the gospel. One of which is the idea that God the Father has abandoned the Son. This would create a fracture within the Trinity, within the triune Godhead. This is Nestorianism, which is an ancient heresy that's mostly promulgated today by the Calvinists. When Christ says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? In the words of St. John Chrysostom from the 4th century, he says that Christ is crying out as anybody know? The Jewish people. In the moment of Christ's crucifixion at the hands of the Jews, Christ is saying the bond between the Jewish people and God is severed. This is the ancient Christian understanding. It means the relationship, the covenant, the promises were then broken at that moment when they murdered God incarnate.
What this Orthodox priest fails to mention is that Jesus' cry on the cross is a direct quotation from the opening of Psalm 22. It's an ancient lament about David's suffering and prophetically points to Jesus as the afflicted one. It has nothing to do with God severing ties with Israel. That's 100-proof anti-Jewish rhetoric, and there's no good reason to drink it. Just a couple verses later, the psalmist reflects on God's covenant faithfulness. Yet you are holy, enthroned on the praises of Israel. In you our fathers trusted, and you delivered them. That's solidarity, not severance with Israel. Now, he is right about one thing. God did not literally abandon Jesus at the cross. Protestants often get that wrong. Again, all we have to do is read the psalm Jesus invokes, because it tells us plainly, God has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help. And what so many fail to see is that while Psalm 22 begins in anguish, it ends in victory. And that's the point. Even when it feels like God has abandoned us, when we cry out like David, "Where are you, God?" If we continue to trust and hold on, we realize his abiding presence was never absent.